Hello, my name is Gemma. I am a criminologist. First, I am a mother and advanced cultist. So on this, I really want to just break down something that's going on in the UK. Now, this is about a policy that's been taking place, and it's letting prisoners out due to overcrowding. So, in what terms are these? What are these prisoners? Who are they? Right, and we have to really understand now what's going on around here, because you have to understand, right? If they're letting prisoners out early, right, due to overcrowding, right, what does that mean? Okay, how senseless is that? Then you've got people in society, there's going to be more crime. So what are they doing? Do they want to create crime? So this is like kind of like the analogy that's it's starting to take place. Like they want to create a crime-based society. Now, why is that? Does it create a revenue? Does crime create revenue? And this is something that I really did want to discuss in criminology, but I didn't. And there's a reason, and it's because I do believe to some degree the government are encouraging crime to take place. Because why are they doing this? The only people I'd say that you let out earlier, people who have been caught for smoking weed, or because this isn't even a crime. You got people locked up for like smoking cannabis. They've got like sentences longer than people who have been violent to other people. Okay, so it's almost like they need to prioritise who they're putting in jail, prison. They need to prioritise, and it's almost like I don't know if you can see, but the criminal justice system is changing so much since we've come out of the European Union, and I think it's because they're starting to create their own laws and stuff again. But they're getting like really like it's an inversion. Like everyone's inverted. It's almost like they were trying. They're trying to create crime on the streets. Because if you let people out, like, I don't know, like nonces, like stuff like this, you let them people out, what do you expect's going to happen? And then you've got like the criminal justice system, and it's like one rule for one rule for another. And I've noticed that because I've sat in there many times now. And what usually happens is they let people like off who've been fighting. They just let people out, and they let people go back to their families and stuff. And it's almost like there's a threat there taking place, and there's going to be a repetition of crime taking place. So we'll have to understand now, right, as a logical person, as a logical human beings that we are, and we have to really understand like what is going on here, because this is the reality that we're faced with. We're faced with people being taken out of prison due to an overcrowding concept. Well, why don't you create more prisons? Why don't you build more prisons? You built loads of houses, haven't you? Why don't you create more prisons? There has to be some sort of like encouragement of understanding where this is taking place and why. And the only thing I can think of now is that they want to create crime. And I think I've noticed as well in the criminal justice system, they'll be harsh with some people, really harsh with some people who haven't done hardly anything wrong, and then they'll be really lenient with other people. And it's just like, it doesn't make any sense. Like for violence and stuff, I've watched a couple of things happen where he should have really got sent down for 6 months at least, and he didn't because I sat in magistrates, and he should have got sent down, and he didn't. And it's almost like he's sitting there watching this stuff like take place, watching it all play out, and then you got to realise that what are they doing it for? They're creating crime. Like there's no other way to explain what's going on, and people, you can say what you want. But I'm a criminologist, so I can understand this. That I sat in I've sat in all these places. Like I'm sitting here thinking, like, you got to think all these tutors are teaching me, telling me I was wrong, and now look at it. I discussed this with my seminar tutors. I discussed this with all of them. I sat there telling them what was going on, what was going to happen, why this was happening, and it's because it was promote crime, and there was councils in there. And it's just like they're teachers and stuff like that, and it's just like you're not understanding what's going to happen in the next couple of years. If you don't understand what's going on now, just because you have just because your perception is based on equality and pushing for justice and stuff like that, don't mean they are. Don't mean they are up there. And that's the reality. They're going to push people out of prison, and it better be on things like smoking cannabis, or if someone's been caught with stuff like that. It should be based on stuff like that, because they've got to really understand the severity of certain crimes. If they really want to take this policy seriously and let people out, because there was a post in the Guardian about it in the UK. So if you want to look at it, it's the post in the Guardian in the UK, and it's about how they were going to let out people out of prison for overcrowding. So they want to be doing it on a structured basis, like category crimes. So you get category A, category B, category C, right? And this is how it works. But you've got like crimes that are being committed and they're on category C's, and it's like, why are you doing that? It doesn't make any sense. Like, these some punishments, there needs to be harsher punishments, and this is what makes me a Draco Queen, because you need to have harsher punishments for people who are really bad. Like, and you can't just make it up, because that's an injustice taking place again. So there's nothing going to be solved. So you need to be realistic about this. And it goes for all of you. It goes for the judges, it goes for the people making policies, it goes for the higher ups that you don't see. It goes for all of you. You need to really think about what you're doing, because you're going to jump back through on this realm, because there isn't any more. Right? There might be some practice ones in 6. There might be, you might be, downloaded some information. But it's a JOVO concept. How do you know? I know that we jump back through. Right? I know that we jump back through. And you, all you elders, you must know. They don't come back because they jump back through on the reincarnation cycle. So you have to really think about because you're passing over, right? You're more going to be passed over than anyone else. You lot might be the first ones to go, type thing. So you have to really understand, like, what kind of world are you going to create for your baby self when you jump back through? This is the reality, and you can tard me all day long. You can tell me I'm wrong. You tell me I'm all sorts of stuff, but the reality will stand. Is that you're creating these programs, you're creating these spaces. Who's to say that you're going to be safe when you come back through on these streams, right? So we have to really, because I've gone right out there to come back straight in, just for you guys up top there, right? Because I'm not happy about what you proposing. I'm not happy about how you're treating people on this realm, especially innocents. Right, so there's another thing as well that I want to talk about, is that you've put how many kids in care for poverty on unreasonable grounds. It's unreasonable, and you know why it's unreasonable? Because let me tell you now, you lot think you're running the show, but you're going to die jump back through the same streams. You're going to be them little kids that you're going to do it to now and think it's funny, right? And there's a truth in that. Because you don't realise that this is literally how it works. You fall back through. And, you're punishing yourselves at the end of the day. You're going to punish yourselves, And I don't like saying this, but it's true. And the fact of the matter is, if you're taking children, putting them in places of care just to stimulate an economy, why are you taking out the prisoners? Who are you going to put in there next? Who are you lying about next? Gemma Haley, criminologist, mother of 2, advanced school test. Peace.